All right, here we go. One of the last things I want to talk to you about today on Mammon, I'll probably talk about this forever, but in this series, I want to talk to you about one of Mammon's tricks, and it's the deception, the power to get you to not start. So we've covered a lot of the tricks of Mammon, the way he works. We talked about in Matthew 6:24, where Jesus is saying you can't serve God and Mammon. We found out the definition of Mammon is deceitful riches or anything else that is trusted in other than God. We looked at the definition of Mammon in the concordance in the Greek and the Hebrew, and we studied it out. And what it said was Mammon is a spirit that is on money. And look at it this way, it is riches personified, riches in the form of a person opposed to God. So here we have God and we have Mammon fighting for your attention, giving you different orders. God saying, give and be a blessing. Mammon saying, hold on, don't spend, don't give, keep it for yourself, self preserve. You need it, use it yourself for you and just your family only, right? It's rooted in, Mammon's rooted in fear. Fear's the fuel for Mammon, scarcity, lack, greed. I'm going to run out. I need to gain more so that I can grow. And like my identity, my self worth is in my money. All that's Mammon. God's over here on the opposite side saying, give, bless, prosperity, abundance, increase. More's coming. You'll never run out. I'm your source. I'm your supply. It's fueled by faith. It's opposed to Mammon, opposite. We talked about all the money decisions that we make. You know, at first when we come in talking about the scripture, it seems deceptive. It's like, oh, I don't serve money. I'm good. I serve God. But then we find out things like you'll uproot your whole family and move to another state just to make a couple extra bucks. And you've uprooted them from their church and their spiritual growth and their life and their friends and their careers and all those things just for a money making opportunity. Well, we talk about not serving money, but then we go to the gas station and we buy the cheap gas. And I challenged you to be the type of person who buys the expensive gas, or we don't fly first class because we say, oh, it's just a waste of money. I'm not that type. When you are, you're a first class person on the inside, so you need to fly first class. We talked about not buying nice houses and nice cars and things like that just to, because we're like we have false humility, and Mammon's just guiding us and coaching us, and you don't need that. That's wasting money. That's not wisdom. Don't give money to that guy even though God just told you to. I'm going to talk you out of it by using wisdom. You don't want to give too much. You got to save some for yourself. If you give a lot, you're going to go broke, right? This is all stuff we've covered in the series. This is all fear based. It's all worldly. It does not line up with what this says. This says God will meet all your needs no matter what. It talks about in Philippians 4:17, the reason we give is that God builds up a credit back to your account, and there's a harvest waiting when you do that. He's making grace, favor, and earthly blessing abound towards you in abundance, so that you've got all your needs met and have extra to give to every good work. That's in 2 Corinthians 9. Like, this is the type of thing we're talking about here. So to wrap up this series on Mammon, let's talk about one of the devil's, the enemy's favorite tricks. I'm going to share my screen with you again here because I need you to see this. I need you to get it. One of the main things he does, he loves this, is if he can get you to not even start. This is one of his favorite things. He uses fear all the time to get you to not start. And this is what we cover in the Increase University. A lot of the Increase life, increasing financially, starting that business of your dreams, taking action on what God has put in your heart. It has to do with removing fear. Removing fear. The fear of increase, the fear of success, the fear of more, the fear of growth, the fear of getting out there, the fear of starting your business. We got to get that out of here. So as I'm teaching this lesson here, what I want you to get is I want you to stop for a second, and I want you to ask yourself, what has God put on your heart? What does he have for you to do? I'm going to give you a great example right now. For instance, I owe you guys an apology. I felt like God told me to do this Mammon series like a year ago. And I've taught this at my church. I've taught bits and pieces of it here and there, but I haven't made this series like I knew I should. Like sat down and put the stuff together, put it all in one place, put it in an order, put it in a series, make it bite sized and consumable for everybody. I didn't do it. The enemy, and we'll call it Mammon in this case, convinced me to not even start. And here's why. Because I've got a lot of business stuff going on. I got a lot of money making things that make me money, right? When I think about creating content, especially like of this magnitude, I feel like, that that thing doesn't really make me money directly. Let me go work on things that do, and then maybe later I'll work on this. Or I can't see clearly how that would make me money or give me an ROI on my time. I'll do it, but maybe later. So here we are, maybe even more than a year, 2 years later, and I should have been making this because it's going to help people. I don't care about the ROI part. I need to get this to you so you can watch this, consume this, get it in you and start living it. Because if I can get you to start living this message, if I can expose Mammon in your life, if I can remove fear, then I can help you make room for increase. And you can go out and live the life you're dreaming about. So it's on me right now. This is my mission, my assignment. It's what God put on my heart to get out to you. But guess what? Mammon, because money was involved, or I thought it should be involved or something, I didn't start. The devil loves it when we don't start, especially if you think about it in starting a business. A lot of you guys have a business idea that you've had that you want to do. And a lot of you have had it for a long time. Some of you are supposed to be full on entrepreneurs, but you haven't done it yet. And the reason you haven't done it yet is because you've got a fear, you've got cloudiness, confusion around some part of it. Mainly, what we do when it comes to starting a business, we think of all these things and we don't even explore them. We just think of these fears. It's a lot of what ifs, right? What if I lose all my money? What if I go bankrupt? What if I get in trouble with the IRS? What if taxes? All these negative what ifs. What's he trying to do? The enemy is just sitting up there, cracking up, trying to get you to not start. Because the life that you want, like your dream life, is on the other side of you starting. You just got to go. You just got to start. And so he's going to use fear, and he's going to use Mammon, and he's going to use opportunities. This is a sneaky one. It's happened to a lot of people. I've been tempted by it, not going to lie, where I'm going to go finally start my business, or maybe I do start taking steps towards it, and then I get offered a job opportunity, a nice opportunity with a big fat paycheck and perks and all the benefits. Opportunities start coming to you. When you remove Mammon, when you remove fear, and you start having the increased mindset, guys, you're going to be shocked at how much opportunity comes your way. You're going to be looking for it. You're actually going to be attracting it. It's going to be coming to you. God says he makes all grace, favor, and earthly blessing abound towards you. Deuteronomy 28, it talks about his blessings coming upon us and overtaking us. This is that lifestyle I'm trying to get you guys to. It's why I put this together. It's why I even built Increase University, so I can get you guys there. If you're not in Increase University, what are you waiting for? Get in there. Just go to increaseuniversity.com. There's probably links below this. Just let's go. Stop not starting. You need to stop not starting. You need to become a starter. You need to become somebody who's driven, takes steps, takes risk. That's a lot of you guys are too comfy. You're not taking any risks. You're afraid of everything. I'm hoping this series removed those thoughts, those fears, and got you to see that the Bible, that God himself promised us life and life more abundant to the full till it overflows. That's John 10:10. Psalms 115:14 says, may the Lord your God increase you more and more, you and your children. This is the life of increase and overflow that he has for us. But we got to get mammon out of the way, fears out of the way, old thinking out of the way, old paradigms, the way our parents think. Some Dave Ramsey stuff, right? Keeping us decreased, keeping us small. We're about the increased life here. I'm not showing you how to live a life of decrease and eating ramen noodles and cutting your cable and all those things. Guess what? My wife likes to watch cable. I'll watch it too. The kids like to watch cable. It's not expensive. Stop being so cheap. Just increase. What do you want? What do you want this life to look like? What do you want your money to be? How much do you want to make? How much do you want to give? Do you want to be just about you, or do you want to be about other people and making an impact and helping them? What do you want to do? That's what Increase University coaches you through, holds your hand through, kicks you in the butt, gets you to hit your goals. All right? As Christians, we gotta be living extraordinary lives, supernatural lives, blessed lives, lives that stand out and cause other people to take notice and say, you got something special about you that I don't have. What is it? There's your conversation to lead them to the Lord. That's how this game works. And there's not enough people talking about it. I'm one of the only ones. And no one's being as direct as me. Everyone's all sugarcoating it, trying to worry about your feelings. I'm not. I'm like, hey, do you want to just keep living a life of average? Do you want to go? Do you want to hit your deathbed? Do you want to go up to heaven and Jesus be like, all right, you did okay. Kind of like, hey, join the rest of the average. You made about the same amount of money as everybody else. You went to church about the same as half the people. You kind of served. I think you greeted at the church for like a week or two, and then you got offended. You didn't really have an impact. Cool. You squeezed by. Good job. Like, is that what you want? It's not what I want. I want to get up there and hear, well done, my good and faithful servant. You kicked some butt while you were down there. I gave you a 100-year window. Crushed it, Trav. Let's roll. Onward and upward. Let's go to better stuff. That's what I'm going to hear. It's up to you if you want to come with me. Like, if that's what you want to hear, I'm giving you the instructions. I've laid it out. You've got Increase University. You got the steps. You got the frameworks. You got the coach. Like, you got it at your fingertips. Or are you going to just be the person who doesn't start stuff, or says you can't afford things, or is afraid and fear-based in all your decisions? What are you going to do? I'm putting it on the table. I love you guys. That's why I'm talking to you like this. Not enough people are direct, and that's why not enough people are getting results, especially in the kingdom. So don't be that person. Your new identity, you put on this identity that you don't operate in fear anymore. You don't let money dictate what you do anymore. Being cheap or buying cheap stuff or leaning towards cheap, that's not even your thought patterns. We've broken that. We know that we don't serve money. We don't. Yeah, you heard my example of you go on a date with your spouse. You've been looking forward to it, and you've been dreaming about the steak. The steak sounds delicious. Then you look at the price, and the price says, you should probably get the chicken. It's about $20 cheaper. And you go with that, even though you have the money in your account, but you made a cheap choice. Stop living this way. Since when does money dictate what we do? Not on my watch. If you hang out with me, I'm not going to let that happen. We tell money what to do. We don't let money tell us what to do. We're the boss of money. Oh man, this is good. This can preach right here. All right. Like it's just flowing out of me, but you need to write that down. You're the boss of money. It serves you. Not the other way around. Y'all got that? I'm going to give you a second. You need to write that down. You're the boss of money. It serves you. Stop serving money. Stop buying. Stop doing things because they're cheap. That's poverty. That's mammon. It's the wrong spirit. That's the opposite of God's nature. You hear that, right? God isn't broke. God isn't cheap. I mean, for example, go back Old Testament. It talks about the temples and all the stuff, the tabernacles and all the stuff that they built for God. And God laid out the instructions on how to build it. He said, here's what I want in it. It was covered in gold and silver and rubies and onyx and all this expensive stuff and pearls. You've heard about heaven. Streets are paved with gold. We all got mansions. There's literally pearl gates are made out of pearls. I mean, it's wealth everywhere. Why do you keep acting like God's broke? Stop. He's not. You're not. You just need to learn some principles here. These are increased principles I'm teaching you. I, I know it sounds, I get it, but I put all of them in Increase University. You have access to all of them. You have all 5 pillars of increase. You can get them. Let's go. Let's get you being the boss of your money. Let's get fear out of your life. Let's know when Mammon is talking. Let's know the strategies of the enemy so we can shut them down and we can move past it. You're a person of authority. You're a person of power. You were made in the image of God. Stop acting like you were made in the image of a mouse. I'm tired of this false humility Christians have had where we're like, hey, I'm just lowly old me. Like, no, it's not. Like, God sent Jesus to die on the cross for you. You better buck up and you better do something big for him. Stop getting your butt kicked. All right. This is probably the most ranty of sermons you've ever heard, if you want to call it a sermon. But what I'm really trying to do is teach you and coach you and guide you. I'm trying to show you what God has shown me in the Bible. I'm trying to get these principles to you so you think different. When you think different, you're going to feel different. When you feel different, you're going to act different. And when you act different, you're going to get different results. That's what I need you to do to have different results. I need you to be known for your success in all areas of life. Again, you hear me talk about the 5 F's a lot inside of Increase University and all that I do. You're going to develop an increase in your faith, increase in your finances, increase in your fulfillment. A lot of people aren't being fulfilled. You're working jobs that you hate instead of working in the thing you should be working on. And we're going to talk about that. Family, maybe you're crushing it in the area of money, but family life is suffering. Spouse, marriage isn't where it should be. Your fitness, maybe you're dialed in some of the other areas, but you haven't figured out diet and food and fitness, and you're tired a lot and you lack energy and you feel gross and you get sick a lot. Let's get all that dialed in. Let's get all of it dialed in. You need to be increasing in all 5 areas of life. And it's not hard. There are simple frameworks for doing this. It's the same ones that have shaped my life into what it is today. I used it to increase my finances. We retired, my wife and I, from our day jobs 6-7 years ago. We give more in a month than our paychecks used to be. Our tithe checks are bigger than our old paychecks. We can employ people now. We give other people jobs and give other people opportunities. And we're flowing money into their families so that they can be blessed. We don't have to wait on miracles. We are the miracle for other people. We've created a life we can't wait to wake up for. We don't go on vacations because we need an escape. We go on vacations now for the adventure and the connection and the fun. All this stuff changed, made these shifts once I started operating in these increased principles, these increased frameworks that God laid out for us in the Bible. They're not hidden. You just got to know them and operate in them. And then there's reasons why we're not hitting our goals and the things that we said. I want to make more money. I want to have a better marriage. I want my kids to obey me better. All these things we have goals in, but we're going year after year without hitting them. Well, there's reasons why. There's methods and strategies you haven't implemented yet. You don't have accountability. You don't have somebody holding your hand to the fire. That's one of the biggest reasons why people don't succeed, is because they go at it alone. It's why Increase University is built the way it was built. So you don't go at this alone. You've got somebody checking in on you, working on your goals with you, looking at your stuff, making sure that you're taking steps in the right direction every single week. All right. If you haven't yet, go and check it out. I'm being too soft. Really, if you were here in the room, I'd just be like, hey, just enroll. Get inside of Increase University. Like, you can afford it. You'll figure it out. You don't have fear anymore. You don't have Mammon anymore. You don't make money-based decisions now. You make God-based decisions, faith-based decisions, positive decisions. We don't focus on the what if things go wrong? What if I can't do this? We shift and we focus on the good what ifs. What if this does work? What if I do get my dreams? What if I do hit my goals? What if I exceed everything I've ever wanted? What if the best possible thing happens? That's how we think now. We're full of positivity. We're full of faith. We're full of scripture. We're full of God's word. Men and women, you guys were put here on this earth for a window of time. You got a mission. You got an assignment. I want to help you hit those things, get those things, crush those things, so that at the end you hear, well done, my good and faithful servant. Come on in. Let's go. A lot of people are focused only on the next life, but I'm trying to get you to live heaven on earth like Jesus prayed in Matthew 6. I'm trying to get your life right now to be like heaven, to be fulfilling. to be fun, to have an impact, to help people. Yeah. And enjoy life yourself with financial increase. Take that money, bless other people, do great things with it because you're a generous person. So this money is just going to magnify it. This new life of increase is just going to be magnified. And you're going to be that increase agent, that blessing agent that God created you to be. I love you guys. Click below, hop in Increase University. Let's hang out. I will see you on the inside.